India and Malaysia. Additionally, I'm a specialist dispensing optician for the RNIB charity, Royal National Institute for Blind People, and I'm a continuing education and training facilitator. We're here today to highlight a new collaboration between Optician India magazine and EyeTools, and I'm delighted to welcome Dr. Frank Eperjesi, who is a co-founder and director of EyeTools. Frank, would you like to introduce yourself and tell us tools, please?
Hi, Jayshree. Super excited to be here today and to announce this great new collaboration with Optician India magazine. As you said, my name is Frank Eperjesi. I'm a doctor of optometry. Because of my slightly unusual family name, people often refer to me as Dr. Frank, and that's absolutely fine. I've got 30 years of experience as an optometrist and as an educator. I was head of an optometry school in the UK for 7 years. And I've also been a deputy head of a business school in the UK and also the head of a centre of higher education, again in the UK at a university in the UK. As an optometrist, I've had my own independent practice for about 10 years. We set that up from scratch, hard work, but we were very, very, very rewarding. I've also worked in an eye hospital. That's where I sort of started out when I graduated from university. I've also worked in university clinics and in a variety of specialist clinics. My areas of interest are wide, but I particularly enjoy working in low vision, in binocular vision. That's really my big interest. And I'm also very interested in children and adults who are, for some reason, underachieving with their education. I've taught and worked as a clinician in many different countries. And while I was working in those countries, I noticed generally this thirst for knowledge amongst the people that I was working with. In my experience, in the main, people are very keen to learn as much as possible. So really they can do the very best they possibly can for their patients, to use the knowledge that they get to when they're working with people there in the examination consulting room to be able to know exactly what to do and to make the right clinical decisions. And at the same time, of course, very important for the sustainability of the practice, for those things to enable the practice to prosper. During my travels, I also noticed a lack of professional development resources that were available in many of the countries where I was working. And that was really what planted the seed for the development of a high quality learning platform aimed specifically at eye specialists. People, so they could easily access through the internet or through telephony, clinically relevant, useful knowledge, useful in everyday clinical practice that comes out of my 30 years of experience and my own personal studies and my own personal readings. And I've been working with the other co-founder and director of EyeTools since about 2018, 2019, when we first really started to bring this together on the platform and on the content. And then we launched it in March 2020. And now here we are with this, talking about this next step, this very exciting collaboration with Optician India. And I think now, according to my understanding, we are hopefully going to go to a poll, poll number 1. And I'm just wondering whether our friends at Optician India are able to launch that poll now. We're very interested to know who is watching, who is listening, to get a sense of what types of eye specialists are engaging with us today at this exciting event. I'm not sure whether the poll has been launched yet. Jayshree, can you see anything?
I can't, not yet. Not on my side, Frank.
Okay. Well, we can give it a couple of minutes, and maybe it's something that we just can't see.
I think it might be on the Facebook, on the Facebook Live.
Oh, okay. Yeah, that's well, that makes absolute sense. Yeah, why should we be able to see it? So let's give yeah, it's on the OI page, so it's being launched there. So that's great. So if people want to engage with that poll, it'd be very useful for us to get a sense of who's listening. Really, that would be wonderful. So we'll give people. I'll just have a little drink, and we'll give people a moment or two to respond to that.
Let's see how we're doing there.
Yeah. So. Yeah, I say it's great that we've got colleagues at OI in the background helping us with the polls.
Indeed,
just
yes.
the two. So this is the first one, and then we'll have one a little bit later on as well. And interestingly, I've just written a piece for the Optician India magazine on educational underachievement, which is going to be published in the next few days or couple of weeks or so. I always
find
it very sad to see children and young adults who have struggled with their schoolwork because, well, for some reason, some visual problems. I just wonder whether now if that's enough time for the poll, and whether we should perhaps move on with the Q&A.
Yeah. Let's see what they're saying. No, I can't seem to access that poll myself at the moment. Let me just see. So I can't see the polls. But if you can have an idea of how people are voting, that would be good. Let me just see if I can access that poll myself. I can't access it at the moment. We can come back to it, Frank.
Yeah, I think we should. Let's come back to it. Yeah, I think it's probably more interesting for people if we carry on with the Q&A, and I'm sure we can get that information as we as we go ahead.
As we move along. Yeah. Okay. Well, it sounds like you've had a great deal of variety in your career so far. Okay. So can you tell me more about the type of resources that are available through the EyeTools platform?
Yeah, I mentioned that I have great interests in low vision, binocular vision, and education. But I'm really I'm also a generalist. I'm interested in all sorts of eye-related topics. So the platform really consists of a series of short articles, easy to digest, written in a straightforward way. Short articles and webinars on a wide range of things: refraction, contact lenses, detecting eye diseases, managing eye diseases, technology, short cases involving clinical decision making, which I find one of the most difficult parts of being an eye care specialist is once you've got all the data and all the information, then to make that clinical decision can be quite tough. So over the years, I've made many clinical decisions, and I think I've learned how to handle the information and make the best decisions, and also articles on well-being. In order to be able to be a good eye specialist and make the right clinical decisions, you have to be fit and healthy, both physically and mentally. So there are some articles on personal well-being, but the majority are directly related to eye issues. And of course, it's not just the optometrist that needs to be fit and healthy mentally and physically, but also the staff as well. So there are some articles on there about how to work with staff and how to help the staff and keep everybody fit and healthy. Because of course, those elements, along with good clinical skills, leads to a successful and prosperous practice, which is what we want, because we want the practice to be sustainable, so it can go on being a great practice and delivering a great service to the patients and people who use it. So there are some free resources on the EyeTools platform in the form of question of the day. So pretty much every week, every day of the week, the working week, I'm sending out a new question of the day based on questions that clinicians have asked me in the past, students and clinicians. Each of those questions of the day deals with a topic that may occur in practice. And the aim of my answers is to help specialists improve their clinical knowledge and their decision making. For those people who want to develop an even deeper level of understanding, there's a paid for premium area on EyeTools consisting of longer articles and webinars on, again, a whole range of topics, children's eye care, low vision, building successful practice. And every few weeks, we're adding to the webinars, to the collection of webinars. I'm just working now on a collection of low vision webinars, which will be released probably just the other side, just into the new year. And we're regularly, or I'm regularly adding new resources to the platform, both to the free part of the site and also to the paid for premium part of the site.
Yeah, that's good. That's good. So, and it's important to realize that free content and pay for content both have equal value. So that's great. So I looked at the website and I saw that the content is presented in an easy to understand style, and that the articles and webinars are accessible and are clinically relevant. So what type of eye specialists would benefit from subscribing to EyeTools?
Well, thank you for your positive comments about the content, and that's always been my aim, to make it easy to access, easy to understand, and therefore quick and easy to use. Well, maybe not easy to use in practice, but it's done in a way that it can be applied in practice. I think there's something for all types of eye specialists. It's not just aimed at optometrists. I think there's information there that dispensing opticians will find useful, ophthalmologists, and I know because ophthalmologists are part of the EyeTools community, and they message me to say that they found certain things very, very useful. And it'll also be useful to orthoptists as well, particularly those orthoptists who are perhaps taking part in refraction. And similarly, for those dispensing opticians who are taking part in refraction, there'll be resources there that will be useful for those types of eye specialists. And whether you're a student, you're just starting out on your career, a novice perhaps, or an experienced practitioner, that there is definitely something there for you on the EyeTools platform that you will find of benefit. If you're a student, you can help with your exam marks and with your clinical skills, and you can develop those to be better than the other students in your class. If you're a novice and you're going for that new job, then EyeTools can help you be better than the other people that might be going for that new ideal job that you would like. And if you own your own business, EyeTools can help you be better than your competitors.
Great. Okay, so how many people have subscribed to EyeTools so far, Frank?
Well, since March, we've been promoting EyeTools in areas like Malaysia and India and Pakistan and Singapore, and also in Africa. And we've now got around about, I think the last time I looked was just a couple of days ago, 670. Since March 2020, 670 eye specialists have registered on the EyeTools platform, which I think is a substantial amount. And as I've said, people from all over Africa, even in countries where we haven't really promoted EyeTools yet. I mean, word of mouth is very powerful, especially word of mouth that's sent out through social media. Africa, the Middle East, Far East, even South America, and even elements of the Caribbean as well. And again, the community consists of opticians, optometrists, and ophthalmologists. So it's a broad base, and it's quite a big community now. But of course, we would like to see it grow even more. But we're very excited with the number of people that have connected with us to develop our community so far.
Absolutely, absolutely. So I know that you've written a couple of books. Tell us about the books you've written, Frank.
Yeah, I've written, well, I have 6 books published. The most recent 2 were published in 2020. You know, again, the books, certainly the recent 2, they're aimed at people again working in practice. The first one is called the Art of Clinical Practice in Optometry. Contains descriptions on how to carry out a range of eye tests, from history and symptom taking to refraction to checking for eye diseases. There's 79 different tests are covered in that book, and again explained very clearly, many diagrams and videos. The videos are accessible through the EyeTools platform. And then the second book, The Art of Binocular Vision Investigation, again contains descriptions on eye alignment problems, eye movement issues, convergence and accommodation problems, and again associated videos demonstrating those issues and techniques are available through the EyeTools platform. I'm working on another book with a colleague, how to manage binocular vision problems. So we've done a lot about investigation, and now we're turning our attention to management. Again, people called out to us and said, yeah, it's all very well, Frank, gathering the data about binocular vision, but can you give us some insights into what to do? So yes, that will be the next book. These books
Great stuff.
are available in paper and e-versions through the Amazon platform. So again, you can download an e-version to your computer or to your e-reader if you wish. Some people like paper copies, so it's available in both formats.
Great stuff. Gosh, we have been busy. Right, so let's see. What difference do you think that the collaboration between Optician India and EyeTools can make?
Yeah, so very excited about the collaboration, and thank you for helping establish that link with Optician India. That's been a real positive development for us at EyeTools to be linking with colleagues in Optician India magazine. It's going to be a great collaboration, I know. Through EyeTools, my aim again is to help eye specialists, you know, discover new ways to enhance the care they provide for their patients. And I keep coming back to this because quite often you hear about, you need to, you know, eye specialists need to be good at this technique and that technique, but at the same time, you really need to have to make sure that the practice is prosperous and successful and sustainable. So there are 2 elements: being good on the clinical side and some insights into the business side as well, because the 2 run together, and you can't really have one without the other, I don't think. So that's where we really are. Our thrust is to help with the clinical side and to help with the business side. And through the Optician India collaboration, to help all the Optician India subscribers to really get good at what they're doing, or even better at what they're doing, and help their practices grow. Again, I say between us, we will be able to reach, and this is what really excites me, between us we'll be able to reach thousands of eye specialists, and then we can make a difference to the millions of patients that those eye specialists will be seeing. And that's really what excites me about this. The reach of what we're trying to do will just for the people, for the patients.
Absolutely. I'm there with you there on that one, Frank. I think that's what really got to me, that the potential, if you like, of reaching so many people through the platforms and making a difference, that's the real driver for me. It sounds great. So, because we all know that in the world of eye care, there is lots to be done. There's still so much to be done. I'm confident that Optician India and EyeTools collaboration will make a big difference. Okay, I'm sure. We have planned EyeTools. Have we got lots more going on?
Yep, we've had some people contact us from the Caribbean, one or two. So we're going to do some promotion in the Caribbean. There's a good optometry school in the West Indies, and also another one or several in South America. And so we're going to be promoting the EyeTools platform more in those areas. And again, optometrists looking for good quality, informative learning resources to assist in their professional development. My work, we're looking at having it translated into Korean, because again, there's a very strong optometry community in South Korea, but we really need to get our information into the Korean language, and I understand the reasons for that. And then again, of course, there are many people across the world that speak Spanish, and there are very good Spanish services all over the world, and we really need to be able to access, or people in those areas really need to be able to access my work, and it needs to be translated into Spanish. So we're working on that, and also I'd like to spend a little bit more time on the EyeTools platform itself. So it's just perhaps a little bit more easy to search. So if someone wants to know something about refraction, for example, they can go into the EyeTools platform and pull out everything that's been written about refraction or well-being. So just to curate it to make like wider topics and the writings associated with those topics easily accessible. Right, I think now it's time for poll 2. And while that's been done, I think I'm going to try and access the web page. So if we can run poll 2, my colleagues in Optician
I'll
India,
do the same.
And while that's been set up, I'm going to see if I can find it as well. So I'm just going to log in. That's one of my learnings for today is if we're running things on Facebook at the same time, is to log in advance. But there's always something to learn.
Absolutely. There we go.
Right, so I think I'm nearly there.
Good stuff.
Okay, I'm on the page.
Right, let's see whether we can get that on.
But I'm not seeing the poll.
Can you see the poll, Frank?
I can't see the poll. I just wonder whether our colleague who's helping us host this can. There's a little link. That's wonderful. So I've got a link in chat, which I'm going to.
Is there any way we can access the first poll? I wonder.
Well, there we are.
That's good.
There we are. So I can see the second poll has just come up. What type of content are you interested in? So for those people who are listening, we're just very interested in knowing what content our audience today is interested in. So we've put a few selections of types of content you might be interested in. So the poll relates around that. So I think people might be engaging with that now.
Okay.
And I'm also thinking that we'll be able to get the access from the first poll maybe a little bit later on as well. So have another drink.
Yeah, let's just see. Yes, a little drink time, I think.
So we'll just give our colleagues at Optician India a moment or two to deal with the poll, and then I think there's a couple of other points we want to make.
That's right.
Before we wrap up our Q&A.
Yeah, we've got a little offer as well, haven't we? So we'll make the details known of that. Yeah.
Yeah.
So we'll get that going as well. So I hope people have got their, their piece of paper or pen or laptop or whatever people use nowadays to write stuff down, so that they can get the codes and what have you. And that should be good. I think we should be nearly there, should we?
I think we've given people a fair chunk of time to deal with poll two. And again, even though right this moment we don't see the results from that poll, we will get that information from that poll. And I'm just thinking that one of the reasons that my latest collection of webinars is on low vision is because I had a message from a person, I think it may have been Malawi or Zambia, one of the African nations, and she asked me for help in helping to help her develop a low vision service in her area, because there wasn't anything. So that was really why I put together that low vision. I mean, it was in my mind to do one, but it sort of came further up the list of things to do based on her request. So in the chat, I'm seeing now that the poll results are, so the audience, 25% of the audience has responded that they'd like some content on refraction, 50% on disease detection, and 25% on business. Well, that's very useful to know. I'll go back to my content, and I think I've got a little bit more on refraction than that, and I've got probably a little bit less on disease detection than that. But I think the business element is about 25%. So we're not far off.
Good.
So that's very useful. Thank you to those people that have taken part in that.
That voted, yes, helpful. Indeed, absolutely, yeah. And is there any results on the other poll? Can we see if there's any results on the other poll? Whether we could just have a summary of the other poll results, if possible. If Optician India can help us with that, or our host.
Yeah, that's a good question. There we go. Thank you. That's in the chat now. So most views are opticians, so over 40%, optometrists 35%, others 20%, and 5%.
Good stuff.
Students.
So good mix there, Frank.
So it's really nice to see that, a really good mix. That's wonderful.
Yeah.
So again, thank you for taking part in that first poll, and thank you for the sharing of that information. Right.
Yeah, so much,
shall we
Frank,
carry on with our last little bit now?
Yeah. So just wanted to say thank you for taking part, and good luck with the Eyetools platform. It's really exciting times. I think, 2020 has been an interesting year for eye care generally, and for the world as well. And 2021 will be equally interesting. So let's see what we can do. I think over to you, Frank.
Yeah, well, you're very welcome, and thank you for taking part in this, Jayshree. Thank you for Optician India magazine for helping set this up. I know there's been a lot of work in the background, and we all appreciate that. As Absolutely. I say, I am very excited about this collaboration. It will help Optician India magazine, it will help Eyetools, but I think the people that will benefit the most are the eye specialists, and of course, if eye specialists benefit, then so do their patients. And I'm very much looking forward to continuing our work with Optician India.
Yeah, absolutely, Frank. I have to say that it's an exciting collaboration, and we hope that we can make a difference, because that's what we're about, right? We've both been doing our opticianry for many, many years, and there comes a point where you want to make a difference as an eye care professional, and this is why we've collaborated. So that's great. So that brings us to the end of the interview. Remember to check out Dr. Frank's papers and ebooks on Amazon, okay? And remember to check out Optician India as well. So I've got the website here, www.opticianindia.com, and the Eyetools is www.eyetools.vhx.tv, okay? So opticianindia.com and eyetoolsvhx.tv. So here we go. Hope you're ready for this offer now. Let's see who's been listening and watching. Okay, so as a special offer, for the first 50 to subscribe, you will get 50% off for the 3 months okay, using the promo code OPIND20. So that's OPIND20, okay, OPIND20, and you will get 50% off for the first 3 months. So let's get subscribing, and you can see for yourselves just how useful the EyeTools will be. Thank you for your time today. Thank you for taking time to listen to us both, and have a good day.
Thank you. Bye.